You check your bank account, and for a brief, beautiful moment, you feel okay. You pay the minimum on your credit card. You transfer something to your student loan. You order takeout because, hey, you deserve it. It's been a week. Fast forward to Tuesday. You're staring at your account again, that familiar knot of anxiety tightening in your stomach. The money's already thin, the due dates are still looming, and you're just shuffling money from one pocket to another, hoping the holes in the other pocket aren't too big this month. You're working hard, you're making payments, but the total number, it never seems to really move. If that's you, if you feel like you're on a debt treadmill, I want you to know something right now. It's not your fault. Well, not entirely. You've been set up to fail. My name is Henry, and I spend way too much time thinking about why most Americans fail at paying debt and how you won't. Look, if you're someone who makes those payments every month but feels like you're just running in place, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Here's the thing. We've been sold a story. The story is, be responsible. Make your minimum payments. Good things come to those who wait. No. That story is how they keep you in the game, paying them interest for decades. Let me challenge the biggest assumption right at the start. Paying debt is not a financial problem you solve with math alone. If it was, everyone with a calculator would be debt-free. It's a behavioral problem, wrapped in a psychological puzzle, soaked in a soup of social pressure and bad advice. We're going to tackle both the hard math and the harder mindset shifts today. Let's start with a concrete example, because this is where the trap is sprung. Say you have a credit card balance of $5,000. Pretty common, right? The national average is actually higher. Your card has an 18% APR, which is actually pretty good by credit card standards. You decide to be responsible. You make the minimum payment, which is typically around 2% of the balance, or $25, whichever is higher. So your first month, you pay $100. You feel good. You paid your bill. Here's what most people don't realize. That $100 payment isn't paying off $100 of your burger and gas and emergency dentist visit debt. Nope. First, the bank takes its interest. At 18% APR, your monthly interest charge on $5,000 is about $75. So of that $100 payment, $75 just covers the interest for the privilege of having the debt. Only $25 actually knocks down the original amount you owe. This is the debt treadmill. You pay $100 to move forward $25. And next month, you'll do it again on a slightly smaller balance. If you only ever make the minimum payment on this $5,000 debt, how long will it take to pay it off? 17 years and 8 months. And how much interest will you have paid? Over $4,900. You will have paid almost as much in interest as the original debt. The bank doubles its money on your responsible behavior. Now you might be thinking, Henry, come on, nobody only pays the minimum. Really? The Federal Reserve reports that roughly 40% of credit card holders carry debt month to month, paying interest. And a TransUnion study showed a significant chunk of those people are only hitting the minimum. We're talking about millions of people on this 17-year plan for a single credit card. So why do we do this? Why do we accept this terrible deal? The payment feels like progress. Our brains are wired to feel relief when we satisfy a demand. The bill says minimum payment due, $100. We pay it, we get a check mark, we avoid a late fee. Our brain releases a little dopamine hit for completing a task. We've confused compliance with progress. They're not the same thing. The math is abstract. 18% APR doesn't feel like anything. But losing $75 of your $100 payment to pure interest, that should feel like a punch in the gut. We need to translate percentages into real, lost dollars. The scarcity mindset. When you're stretched thin, your cognitive bandwidth literally shrinks. Harvard research calls this scarcity tunneling. You're so focused on the immediate fire, the due date next week, that you can't plan to prevent the forest fire, the debt burning for 17 years. You're in survival mode, not strategy mode. The avalanche versus the snowball and the secret third thing. Now, you've probably heard of the two main debt payoff strategies, the debt avalanche and the debt snowball. The avalanche math optimal lists debts by interest rate, highest to lowest. Pay minimums on all. Throw every extra dollar at the highest rate debt. This saves you the most money on interest. It's mathematically flawless. The snowball behavior optimal list debts by balance, smallest to largest. Pay minimums on all. Knock out the smallest debt first. The quick win gives you a psychological boost to keep going. It's championed by Dave Ramsey. Here's where it gets really interesting. The personal finance gurus will fight about which is better. The avalanche people call the snowball stupid because you pay more interest. The snowball people say the avalanche fails because it ignores human psychology. They're both right, and they're both missing the point. The real magic isn't in the order you pay the debts. It's in the size of the shovel, your extra payment. Arguing about avalanche versus snowball is like two people in a leaky boat arguing about which bucket is prettier to bail with, while ignoring the fact that you could just patch the hole or get a bigger bucket. Your focus should be less on optimizing the order and more on growing the gap between your income and your expenses to create a monster-sized debt payment. That's the secret third thing, the shovel builder method. Building a bigger shovel, the hourly wage analogy. Let's use a relatable analogy. Think of your debt as a huge pile of dirt in your backyard. Your monthly payments are a small garden trowel. It's going to take forever. The avalanche versus snowball debate is about whether to start scooping from the top of the pile or the side of the pile. But what if you stop focusing on the pile for a second and focus on getting a shovel? Or better yet, a backhoe? How do you get a backhoe? You increase your income or you decrease your spending. And to make that feel real, we need to translate abstract expenses into hours of your life. Let's say your take-home pay after taxes is $20 per hour. That subscription service is $15 a month. That's not just $15. That's 45 minutes of your life, every month, forever. That daily $4 coffee shop latte, $80 a month. That's 4 hours of your life, every month, poured into a cup. Before you say, "Henry, I need my coffee," I'm not saying you don't. I'm asking you to see the trade-off. Is that 4 hours of your working life per month worth more to you as a barista-made latte or as $80 thrown directly at your debt, saving you potentially $150 in future interest? This isn't about deprivation. It's about conscious exchange. Every dollar you don't spend on something you barely value is a dollar you can use to buy your freedom back from the bank. It's a dollar that becomes part of your backhoe. The psychological shift from spender to owner. This is the core shift. You have to stop seeing yourself as a spender who occasionally pays debts and start seeing yourself as the CEO and owner of Henry Incorporated. You're the most important asset you have. Your income is your revenue. Your debt is a toxic liability on your personal balance sheet that's destroying your profit, your savings, your investments, your peace of mind. As CEO, your job is to make this asset, you, as profitable and valuable as possible. Would a good CEO accept paying $75 of every $100 in revenue to a predatory lender? No. They declare a financial emergency and do whatever it took to eliminate that leak. This means getting ruthless and creative. The 1-month stop. Pause all non-essential spending for 30 days. No eating out. No new clothes. No subscriptions you don't use. This isn't forever. It's a financial reset to break autopilot spending and find an extra $200 to $500 for your debt backhoe. The side hustle sprint. Can you dedicate 10 hours a month to a side gig? At $15 per hour, that's a $150 backhoe payment. Deliver food, tutor online, sell used items. This money is 100% dedicated to debt. It's not part of your life budget, so you don't miss it. The bill audit. Call your internet, phone, and insurance providers. Literally say, "I'm reviewing my expenses to pay off debt. What do you do to lower my bill?" You'd be shocked how often this works. An extra $40 per month saved is another $40 for your backhoe. Addressing the objections. "But Henry, I don't have any extra money." I hear you. This is where the hourly wage lens is crucial. Track every dollar for 2 weeks. Not to judge, but to investigate. You'll find the leaks. The $12 lunch because you didn't pack one. The impulse buy at the gas station. Those leaks are your backhoe parts, waiting to be assembled. But life is for living. I need some fun. Absolutely. This is the most important point. You must budget for fun. If you try to live in a barren, joyless austerity dungeon, you will rebel and blow up all your progress. Take 10% of your backhoe fund and use it for a guilt-free reward. Celebrate the small wins. Paid off a card? Go to a nice dinner. This makes the process sustainable. But my debt is too big. I'll never dig out. This is the scarcity tunneling talking. Let's do one more mathematical reality check. Say you have that $5,000 at 18%. The minimum payment trap is 17 years. What if, using these methods, you found an extra $150 per month? You now pay $250 per month instead of $100. Your payoff time? Under 2 years. Total interest paid? Less than $900. You just saved 15 years and over $4,000 by finding an extra $5 a day. That's the power of a slightly bigger shovel. The surprising revelation. The true cost isn't just interest. Here's what most people don't realize, and this is the heartbreaking part. The true cost of debt isn't just the interest you pay. It's the opportunity cost. The life you aren't living because your dollars are enslaved to the past. That $75 in interest you paid this month, that could have been a contribution to your kid's college fund, a share of an index fund that will compound for 30 years. The difference between a stressful commute and living closer to work. A date night that strengthens your relationship. Peace of mind in an emergency fund. Debt doesn't just steal your money. It steals your future choices, your security, and your peace. Every dollar you reclaim from a lender is a dollar you reclaim for your own dreams. Actionable steps and the final push. So, let's build your plan right now. The tally. Get a piece of paper or open a spreadsheet. List every debt. Balance. Interest rate. Minimum payment. Total it. Face the number. This is the enemy. You can't fight what you can't see. The backhoe budget. For 1 month, track every dollar in and out. Categorize it. Then, ask for every single want category. Is this more important than my freedom? Find your first extra $50, $100, $200. Choose your method. Temporarily pick Snowball for quick wins if you're demoralized. Pick Avalanche if you're fueled by math. It doesn't matter nearly as much as starting. You can always switch later. Build your war room. Make a chart. Put on the fridge. Every payment color in a bar. This visual proof of progress is jet fuel for your psychology. Automate the attack. Set up an automatic transfer for your backhoe payment the day after you get paid. Pay yourself by paying your debt first. Look, I get it. This is hard. It's frustrating. You didn't necessarily get into debt because you were irresponsible. Maybe it was medical bills, a job loss, a family emergency, or just the slow creep of inflation outrunning your wages. But here is the absolute truth. You have the power to change the algorithm. You can stop being the person who makes the bank rich on your minimum payments. You can start being the CEO of your own life, who makes strategic, powerful decisions to reclaim your financial sovereignty. It won't happen in a month, but it will happen faster than you think once you start using a bigger shovel. You will have setbacks. That's okay. Forgive yourself and get back on the plan the next day. The feeling you will get when you make that final payment, the weight that lifts, the options that open up, the sheer, unadulterated freedom of owning your own dollars again, is worth every skipped latte, every negotiated bill, every extra hour of work. You are not your debt. It's just a problem you haven't solved yet. Start today, right now. Open that spreadsheet. Your future self will look back at this moment as the day you decided to stop running in place and started digging your way out for good.